And we are live. Welcome back to another episode of the Crown and College podcast brought to you by the CSPN. I am one half of your host, Jeremy, aka Black Dante, aka Confucius, aka Issa Durag, aka Ratchet Angel, aka I'm caught up on Insecure, and you niggas are still arguing about these motherfuckers. And as always, I'm joined by my friend and co-host.
What's going on, y'all? Representing the Tennessee Titans in the house. It's your boy Dan, aka Dan Chrism, aka Marcus Mariota is the motherfucking future, aka look out for Jarrell Casey, aka Derrick Henry will stiff arm you into the fucking AstroTurf, aka Corey Davis, flashes of potential, aka Kevin Byard, creating turnovers, being a havoc, wrecking shop. AKA, I ain't even really watching football like that, so who I'm a fan of really don't fucking matter. But yeah, go Titans, tighten up, hashtag tighten up. Let's do this.
You're doing amazing, Daniel. Oh,
Appreciate it.
and we are.
Love these Tennessee Titans, boy. They're so good at football. They bust the Jaguars, the Sparkle Kitten's ass yesterday. Sunday.
Yeah. They're doing amazing. Well, you can find our podcast at however you listen to your podcast listening device. Just search Crown and Collards, and you can also find us at our podcast network website, cspn.us. You can click that podcast tab and scroll down to Crown and Collards, and you can catch up on all our shows up to this one. And if you like what you hear, go to Twitter and follow the show page Crown and Collards. It is in the show description, and use the hashtag Crown and Collards when you're discussing the show. And if you love us, leave us reviews on however you listen to us. Leave us reviews. We actually have 2 to read. We got 2 from iTunes today that I will read. And you can also rate and leave comments on our website for the episodes. And if you like our show and all the wonderful shows on the CSPN, you can click that Keep Our Podcast Free tab and shop with our many sponsors. So all it does is a portion of your proceeds will go to the podcast CEO, and it'll pay to keep the lights on and also keep everything free, so you won't have to pay to listen to me sound like I play the hall mouth. Because I wouldn't pay for that shit. Like I said, we leave us reviews. We will read them, and I actually have 2 to read on before we get into the show today. The first one is entitled "Food for My Petty Soul," 5 stars, by Fab, Fresh, and Fly. What can I say about the dynamic duo of Jeremy and Dan? They're brothers, they're happy, they're singing, and they're colored. Give them a high five. Now, for real, I've been listening for almost 2 years now, and they are in my top 5 podcasts. They are thoughtful, poignant, ignorant, funny, ratchet, mostly Jeremy, but Dan occasionally. I suggest you get a piece, because who doesn't like Crown and Collards?
Woo!
Thank you.
Hell yes. Thank you so
much.
Really
Thank you. That's my
I
girl.
I used to be ratchet, but then I started chilling.
Yeah, you gave your life over to Dan Christian. It's fine.
No, not even that. Dan Christian has not been around for quite a while now, so it's not go invoking our brother in Christ. Not around.
But thank you.
Fellowshipping in the world and making sure that the word of Jesus Christ, our Savior, is being known to all.
All right. Okay. All right. But that's
I mean, I'm trying to keep it chill. I'll just be chilling. I told y'all, man, I'm chill conglomerate over here.
Oh, okay. Let me tell you what the fuck we not finna do.
What the fuck we not finna do? Tell me.
What the fuck we not finna do is speak on some damn chill conglomerate on this day, on this hour, on this podcast. That's what the fuck we not finna do. I will shut this shit down.
All right, Blake Bland.
Touche. But thank you so much. That's my girl, Mother of Dragons on Twitter. I forget your at name. Please blame it on my head and my drink and not my heart. But you know you're my girl, and she has her own podcast, and we may be guests on there soon. We still gotta put in on the building fund, but look out for that. Look out for that. Also, we have another one. Y'all are so decent. 5 stars. Now, and I know who this is. This is T. This is T_GZ. That's our girl, Tia the Gym on Twitter. Now, Tia, how you gonna say we decent but then give us a 5 star? How does that work?
Because, man, the first thanks y'all decent. Yeah, you
know. She know I'm just messing with her. But
yeah. Hey, I appreciate being decent. I'm a pretty decent person. I keep it chill. Just.
Well, that's so great because y'all know I ain't shit, but whatever. Y'all are so decent. 5 stars. Thank you, Dan and Jeremy, for discussing important topics and raising awareness on your podcast. I thoroughly enjoy your Bring It Back and Misconnection segments, and I also thank you for educating me on what a hot take is. Keep up the great work. 5 stars. Thank you, Tia.
Thank you, Tia.
And that warms our hearts because we've been, like I said, this is our anniversary month. It's been 3 years in this thing, and surprisingly, Dan and Classic and Mel, even though she's no longer with the network, and Don De Laurenti, for some reason, y'all still let me talk, and I don't know why. But yeah, thank you all for the reviews, and we're gonna keep this thing going. And we're trying to make something special in the works for our last show, which would be our anniversary, 3-month anniversary show of the month. So we got some special plan for y'all. Dan, anything you want to say to the fans before we start the show?
Like I said, just thank y'all for sticking with us. I mean, like I said, to hear, damn, been doing a podcast for 3 years, it's pretty impressive. We took the 1 month off back at the end of 2015. That was about it. Again, we up to episode, was it 138 today? 138?
Correct.
Man. Like,
correct.
It just,
138 of these things.
Like, I remember when I first uploaded the first episode, I titled it, 001. And, like, my sort of unspoken hope was, oh, yeah, eventually we'll get those digits filled. And then we got to episode 10, and it was like, all right, so cool. We got one of them filled. Now can we do that 10 times over? We did. And, now it's like, well, shit, I might have to go, like, 0139 for the next episode or some shit. Because keeping this thing rolling, and big part of the reason why is because, again, I know what we're saying is not falling on deaf ears. And greatly appreciate that, and appreciate knowing that, one person takes one thing from any episode that we do, then it was a success. Yeah. I do also want to say to Buddy who commented on the YouTube video, I had this rant on my heart for a few weeks now. I just decided I'm actually not even gonna make it a rant. I'm just gonna address this, and then after I address it, may God bless it. But Buddy, nobody goes to fucking YouTube for podcasts.
That would be like, nigga, who the fuck goes to YouTube for podcasts when we have smartphones and have podcast listening apps? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right. You got SoundCloud, you got Stitcher, you got, the in-house podcast apps, for Apple, and Android has one as well. TuneIn, right? Yeah, TuneIn. All these different ways to listen. Nobody goes to YouTube for to listen to a podcast. So when you decided you want to crack the joke, hey, y'all finally reached 50 listens on YouTube, my answer to that is, you're welcome, bitch.
Right. And boy, you have no idea who to be loud and wrong.
Right. If I showed you the actual numbers, family, the 50 that we finally got to would be clown piss. Because let me tell you something, we're doing numbers. And we're doing lots of them, and we're doing lots of real good ones. So 50, you think that all this time we've been doing this, that we finally crossed the 50 views threshold on YouTube, and that we're gonna throw a fucking parade? You know what? Matter of fact, let's do that, Jeremy. Let's throw a parade. Next episode, we're gonna throw a parade for the fact that we got 50 listens on YouTube. That's what we're gonna do.
Right. It's probably some nigga that built like Dog the Bounty Hunter and thinking Umar Johnson is a genius.
It's probably that nigga built like that when I was a young warthog looking ass nigga who we had to get together last time, that we had to get a nigga together on this show. But anyway, fuck all boys. He got more than the half a ball he deserved. Let's start the show.
Yeah. So as we know, we still don't have answers as to what happened to Kenneka Jenkins. She was the young woman that was found dead in the hotel, the Crow Plaza Hotel in Rosemont. As of right now, the latest that I see, I have an article up right now, is that the attorney for the family is toured the hotel with an investigator, and they've allowed her mother to watch all 36 hours of the surveillance video. They've released the video to the public. I haven't watched it. Well, actually, several videos came out. The one I saw, I saw her walking through the hall, stumbling, and an autopsy has been performed, but to the best of my knowledge, currently as we're recording, it says more tests are needed, and it could be weeks until they release the autopsy. So what I really wanted to say was that the conversation around this has been a lot, honestly. And I can't see everything. I haven't seen everything. And I would just like to say what we said. I know what we said last week. I don't take any of it back. Because here's the thing. It is not, nobody is innocent in this. Absolutely nobody. We still, as of right now, do not have any clue what happened to Kenneka. One thing that probably happened, like we said last week, probably somebody in that room with that video that they showed of her friends, quote unquote, recording, going live or whatever, somebody in that room possibly could have done something to her, possibly assaulted her in some kind of way, and that is a possibility. It's a possibility, although in my opinion, a dumbass possibility, that she walked into the freezer. In my opinion, and I make no shame about this, and if you disagree, that's fine, but I just don't believe anybody will willingly walk into a goddamn freezer by themselves and freeze to death. It doesn't make sense to me. There's the possibility that she may have been drugged, and maybe that's why she did walk in there, but she was under the influence. But then the question begs, who gave her whatever substance that would cause her to be impaired like that? There's the possibility that she drunk too much, but it's still too many questions, because even if she drunk a lot, how the fuck did she get back there? Where the fuck was the security? This wasn't in a rinky-dink ass hotel. Where was the staff? Where was the security? It's just too many questions. We don't know. In fairness, we just do not know what happened. But I saw people kind of pushing back on the idea that people were floating around, that we talked about, that maybe she was sexually assaulted by those men that was in that video. And that was because one video came out from a source that wasn't linked to the family. That a video came out from that source that officially wasn't linked to the family, that she did in fact walk into the freezer, and people took that and was using that as, see, y'all should have waited for the facts. Y'all used this girl's death for your agenda, XYZ. Now, pardon me, but okay, so that happened. Then that same uncredited source, that same source that wasn't tied to the family, came out the next day saying that her mother viewed the video, viewed the footage, and nothing of substantial evidence was led to believe that she did in fact walk into the freezer. So the same source quoted two things, and both of them contradicted each other. And again, right, that source is not linked to the family. So in the conversation about all this, it reminds me a little bit of Sandra Bland, where we don't necessarily know what happened to Sandra still to this day, from the incident with the cop to the jail, to her being in prison, to her dying. We still do not know to this day. But it reminds me in the fact that there were people at that time that were kind of shitting on people who were assuming the worst. Like, we don't have a very valid reason to not trust the police. That jail in particular, that's police staff in particular, did have a history, like many police departments, has had a history of misconduct, particularly towards African Americans. So it reminds me of that with Kenneka, where it's like people are shitting on others who are assuming the worst of either the hotel staff or or those kids or whoever that was in that room with her. And it's very disheartening, because while you're trying to say that people are being callous and floating an agenda, you're doing no better. You know what I mean? Like, you just, people were citing that source that to be like, y'all should have waited for the facts. People that I like, people that I respect. And this is, no shot, we can agree to disagree or whatever, but it was very callous. Like, the same people that you were saying that use this girl's death to an agenda, which, by the way, agendas are only some shit you disagree with. And what the agenda, right, that was flying around was that maybe she got sexually assaulted. Any other time, those same people would be like, yeah, black men are the number one danger to black women, and black men do commit sexual assault and stuff, and we don't talk about it enough. And especially black men like to go, not all black men, and not all men. Thank you, thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. I was waiting on it. So it was literally like that Spider-Man meme pointing where he's pointing at himself. So I did some investigation. Shout out to the 3/5 podcast. Justin, Eric, Bree, and Ash, the crew over there, they have an amazing podcast. You should be listening to. If you're listening to us, you'll enjoy them. So they were talking about it, and Justin brought this up on their show, and I did some digging. So the Rosemont police, they, like I said, like most police departments, they have a history of either outright not investigating crimes or covering up for crimes. I have 2 articles here pulled up about it. If my internet will stop being ashy and actually work. Oh, so you just ain't gonna work at the critical time while I need to discuss this? Okay, cool. All right, I see how you want to do, internet. You want to be musty? Okay, cool. Maybe I can. If this shit'll load. But yeah, it's fuck. This shit don't want to load. Sorry about this, y'all. It don't want to load. But basically, one of the former officers of the Rosemont Police Department actually sued the police department because of these cover-ups where they weren't investigating these crimes. They were outright ignoring them, and they pressured the officers into having a vow of silence that, hey, you're not going to tell anybody that we covering up these goddamn crimes. So it's not to me, and I will give more detail, I promise y'all, if my internet stop acting up and being ashy about this shit, because this is some important shit that we need to talk about. Like I said, okay, here we go. It stopped being ashy. All right, so this was in 2000. This is from the Chicago Tribune. This was in December 3rd, 2014. A top police officer in a controversial suburb, Rosemont, has accused the village officials of covering up crimes and misconduct tied to themselves and them close to them. In a lawsuit filed last week in Cook County, former Rosemont Police Commander Frank Siciliano claims he was ousted in part for refusing to go along with the alleged cover-ups in a small town in the shadow of O'Hare International Airport. Siciliano alleged that he was pushed out for refusing to back down from a compensation claim over a back injury. So let's see. Yeah, in this lawsuit, Ciliano claims he was pressured to ignore legal activities or told to not investigate or pursue illegal activities committed by certain civilians and certain officers. Guess the race of the crimes against guess the race of the illegal activities he was forced to cover up for. Let's see. Allegations of favoritism have been made before in Rosemont. Another former officer complained of it in 2006 lawsuit settled by the village. But the latest allegation comes from someone who spent 3 decades in the department. Again, this was in 2014. Let's see. Yeah, then it has ties to the mess, and the mayor was the state attorney. Let's see. Yeah, misconduct by the police chief, the grandson of the fucking mayor. Let's see. Ciliano alleged that the chief ordered him to not discipline an officer for misconduct after the officer claimed he knew the chief used steroids, according to the lawsuit. Cili also said he was also warned by the chief not to get involved with the investigation of an officer's suicide that involved steroids in 2012. So that's just one instance that I read that I could get the details on. Like I said, this is on at the Chicago Tribune. Here's another one. This is another one where lawsuit filed against cops seen threatening black teens' life during altercation on Facebook. This was in Lansing. It says this was in Lansing. But it's a Chicago area. I think it's close. It has to be close to Rosemont because it has to be in the same district. Let's see. Lawsuit filed Thursday in Chicago, and this was in August 3rd, 2000 this year. The lawsuit filed Thursday in the Chicago federal court says 15-year-old Jordan Brunson was attacked by off-duty Lansing officer William Mason when the teen posed a threat. The suit also names Lansing. A highly viewed Facebook video shows Manson pinned the teen down after he and a white minor allegedly refused to stay off the Manson property. Manson tells Brunson he could kill him, and yeah, and apparently the police covered that up. So yeah, man, like it's not out of the realm of possibility. Is all I'm saying, that something other than Kenneka just happened to walk into a goddamn deep freezer happened, and maybe, just maybe, the police, like they always do, aren't doing the due diligence enough to investigate what happened when they have a history of not investigating shit properly as it pertains to people of color. Because nobody is right in this situation. Nobody is innocent, and everybody has been doing Kenneka and her mother injustice. Her friends for flipping the story 15,000 million times, the hotel staff for being lazy as fuck, and the police for being lazy as fuck. The police had to be even shamed into giving a damn statement. So all I'm saying, people, is that it's true. We may never know what fully happened to Kenneka. Even if we get the autopsy back, we still may never fully know. But like with Sandra Bland, it's not, in my humble opinion, out of the realm of possibility for the worst to have happened to Kenneka. I mean, for crying out loud, just today I saw an article where one of the women that R. Kelly abused just stepped forward and shared her story. So forgive me for jumping to the conclusion, quote unquote, that something potentially dangerous happened to Kenneka, and it's not just a simple she walked into a deep freezer. We don't know, but I think it's fair that people may assume that the worst happened. That's all I'm saying. And you trying to win a hypocrisy and be like, oh, I told y'all. you literally are no better than the people that you are trying to shade. Like, because at that point, it's not about Kanika or getting justice for her or even her mother. It's about you and your ego. And that's all I had to say about that. Dan, if you got anything.
No, man. I mean, obviously, like when this story first broke, my foremost hope was, I really hope they get like detectives that give a fuck. I think I even said that exact phrase last week. Like, I hope that they get detectives that give a fuck, and it looks like we didn't get that. What we got instead is a failure to communicate, and like actually, and we talk about the passage of time and the gathering of facts and statements and whatnot as being critical to the successful investigation of shit like this. And I don't know, it just like I can't shake this dread of like something's missing from this.
Because none of it makes sense.
Right.
None of it makes sense, and everybody has been going around the merry-go-round with her mother and getting answers, and it's wrong. It's sick. Like like I said, even if we get the autopsy, like they said it'll be a couple of weeks. Even if we get the autopsy, we still may not ever fully know what happened to her. All we know is that she's dead, and not enough people did the right thing as far as trying to seek justice and see what really happened to her. And I think everybody, her friends, the hotel staff, and the police department should be ashamed. Uh, so yeah, that's all for that. So we move into that to move into probably the Real Nigga Hall of Fame award for this week has to go to somebody we briefly mentioned last week, but shit really got real after we recorded. Jemele Hill.
Yes.
Dan, take the lead on this since I talked all that time about Kanika.
Yeah, I need to go ahead and I guess I'll do this as publicly as I can. There was a time where Jemele Hill used to annoy the shit out of me on Twitter. It was like after the end of like the Sunday night game of the week or whatever, like she would do that silly, like for example, Hurt Locker greater than Jake Locker, and it was just like, oh fuck, now we got to deal with all these other little shithead boys giggling like beavers to themselves. Right now, right now, all these bad follow up jokes to this shit. So I just got hella annoyed, and then she made the quip about Steph Curry hitting threes like he's trying to improve race relations and shit during that Warriors Clippers series when Donald Sterling like was forced to give the team up because he was being a racist fuckboy.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, yeah, okay, I had my feelings. Let's just move on past this, shall we? And then I don't know. It just seemed at some point between then and now, that was 2014, and obviously now, like, she's headlining like the primo ESPN flagship show. Somewhere along the way, like she found her way, and like I gotta say, fucking props, like big time.
Word.
We ain't all perfect and all always get it right, and we ain't all always necessarily anybody's particular flavor. But one thing I do hold is not a mutable truth is that people can change and people can grow and people can be better versions of themselves. I include myself in this number. I include anybody I encounter in this number. I mean, it's certainly possible. And there's some shit where it's just beyond the pale and like ain't no redemption for you. But broadly speaking, I feel like most people can, again, be one way at one phase in life and then like grow out of that shit and be another way in a different phase of their life. And you realize just by having your eyes open, oh man, like this person's on my wavelength. So I just made this whole thing way about me way too much. Well, fuck that, the South podcast, so I could do that. No, big time props to Jemele Hill. Big time props to her for speaking her truth. And I mean, they made her issue that little pallid ass apology. I know she don't believe that shit. Because what she said was true, and what she said is not only true, but it's something that's been said often by people in all sorts of realms of media, entertainment, journalism, etc. But what it was this was a classic case of the world trying to pile onto a black woman, and
Correct.
for reasons that this show has given time and time eternal. Obviously, I don't rock with that, and to see her be pilloried by the likes of like Clay Travis and what's the other little boy that be on the one little morning show who got the last name as the first name, and he got a last name as a last name, except the last name got a first name in it. I don't remember his fucking name. Something like Hunter Wolfson or some dumb shit. I don't know.
Fucking.
Yeah, whatever his fucking name is, he just keeps on bleating about this stupid ass point. And like I said, it's one of those things where you can take the temperature on a topic and you can look at who's on one side and who's on another side. And I don't know if he said anything, but this seems like the kind of thing where Jason Whitlock would be firmly on the side of ESPN, demanding that she like apologize and shit like that. So I feel no qualms with. So if nothing else I just said is true, I feel no qualms whatsoever about being on the opposite side of the situation from that motherfucker.
Yes. If Jason Whitlock is agreeing with you, you know you have life fucked up.
Right. Like you need to strongly reconsider the viewpoint you are holding. And
reconsider.
I'm still waiting on my apologies from everybody who told me to give Jason Whitlock a chance in 2017 and in 2016 and pretty much.
Wait. There were people that like are alive and breathing that told you to give Jason Whitlock a chance. Why?
Yeah, not realizing I have been off the Jason Whitlock train since 2005.
Who are these people and are they okay? Well, no, obviously they are not okay.
Like this whole like me versus Jason, like that's not a cute thing I do for Twitter. That's not, it's not the most Spates beef where some shit that happened on Twitter, and
we'll talk about that nigga a little later.
I ribbed the nigga because I rib him or whatever. It's not that kind of situation. I have been off Jason Whitlock since before I had a Facebook account. Like,
yeah, that
this
nigga
runs long. There is no, like, it's kind of like, so Alex Smith tore up the Patriots in week 1 of the NFL season, and a whole lot of people was getting at various sports writers like, yeah, so what you got to say about Alex Smith now? And it's like, I got to say that for 12 years he been bunk, and for one game he wasn't so bunk, and you want me to turn around and overturn 12 years of evidence? By the way, I've been hating Jason Whitlock since before Alex Smith was drafted into the NFL. Speaking of, and he was the first pick, so that was early in 2005. So yeah, especially hell no, double hell no. Don't try to get me to pay attention to shit that hack fucking says. But yeah, no. Anyway, fuck that shit and fuck him. I talked about him way too much. Jemele Hill, bottom line, again, is recipient of our Real Motherfucker for Life award. I'm esteemed to give this great long ass soliloquy about that and kind of my growth and watching her grow and shine and become a fucking amazing voice and a necessary voice in the world, and not only just sports journalism, but of this life we live in and this shit we putting up with. And yeah, no, I'm proud as all get out and super happy that that this was a thing that went 180 from where it began to where it currently sits. And my continued support be with her, and my continued support be with really all the women who write for ESPN Sports. Mina Kimes being one favorite, Sarah Spain being another, Jackie McMullen. I think she goes on around the horn every once in a while. And they got so much more talent. Josina Anderson, I think, is still with them. This is a time where, as women writers, they all kind of got to band together and realize, like, hey, we might be next. And then all the black writers, obviously, like Elle Duncan, Clinton Yates, obviously with Monty Jones, a lot of other folks at ESPN who probably feel a way about it but can't say so publicly because they all work together. At least stand with her and stand by her and support her in ways that don't fuck the bag up, but also don't get them on the sidelines while being very obvious and very intentional in their support. So that's all I got.
Yeah, I talked about it a little bit at length on when I guested on Single Simulcast. Also, shout out to Rashani and Shantae. They are doing great work over there at Single Simulcast. I'm basically like their third co-host. I'll be over there like once a week. Let us all love. What's interesting for me about it is for all the motherfuckers that always like free speech, free speech, free speech. They ain't nowhere to be goddamn found trying to defend Jamel. Like, nigga, this would be the time where the free speech warriors would be getting information, but of course they ain't nowhere to be found because she spoke the truth.
All of a sudden they understand the exact context to which free speech actually works.
Exactly.
And
ain't that funny how?
Fucking anyway.
Right. Ain't it funny how that works? But yeah, it was great to see people rally behind her. It was great to see not only, like you said, people professionally backing her, but also like all the outpour she got from social media. And yeah, like Jamel is all real nigga for life. And also Mike Smith, Mike Smith dead ass was like, hey, look here, little bitch. I'm not going out there without my friend and co-host. And then fuck it. That's my biggest motherfucking gripe was fucking ESPN. Like I said, I talked about it on Single Simulcast, so I won't go complete in depth about it. But fuck ESPN. Like, and I'm not like a boycott person. And this is no shade to anybody that's boycotting ESPN or whatever, or is trying to limit their access or revenue going towards ESPN. This is no shade at anybody, but fuck ESPN for trying to like play. They tried to play both sides and end up picking. They tried to play no sides and end up picking a side and throwing Jamel under the bus. For, like I said, telling the fucking truth, like Tom, and making her, and what she didn't. I don't think they made her like issue that apology, because when you look at the apology, it really wasn't even an apology for what she said. It was an apology for like, I'm sorry that it got misconstrued, that I'm representing here, that my views are ESPN's views. But I'm like, nigga, and this is no shot at Jamel. I'm like, nigga, how could anybody look at what the fuck she said and think, oh, this is reflective of how ESPN feels? Like, nigga, how? Like, what? She didn't at ESPN. She didn't tag. She didn't sign ESPN under her tweets or whatever. She was tweeting for her personal account that does not have Jamel Hill ESPN or whatever. Like, she was tweeting her thoughts, and again, she told the truth. So it's like for ESPN to try to like play this both sides or try to play no sides, they ended up throwing her under the bus and helping people to shit on a black woman, like we said. And it's like, fuck ESPN for that shit, man. But shout out to trying to get first they tried to get other black commentators to replace her and Mike. Then when they said no, they tried to get white commentators to replace her and Mike, and they said no. And ESPN made themselves look fucking stupid and good. Fuck them. But yeah, that's all. So we smoothly transition to a former player on one of my favorite teams. So Kevin Durant got into a bit of hot water today. The funniest shit I've probably ever seen all goddamn year. So Kevin Durant got exposed for creating fake accounts or having separate accounts to argue with people defending himself. Kevin Durant, final NBA champion, was caught with separate accounts, arguing with trolls, defending himself from the trolls, and he got caught because he didn't log out of one of his separate accounts.
Now, hold on. I really shouldn't have to ask this, but I will anyway. Can we just have a moment of silence for that shit real quick? Let's just...
Yes. Okay, that's enough.
Boy, how the hell?
You old goddamn Carl Thomas emotional ass boy. You old
I got something in common with Reese Spates of all people, boy.
boy. You old goddamn Robin Trevante Flowers ass boy.
Boy, you old. I can't let these people get to me, but they getting to me. Fucking, oh man,
Boy,
wow.
you all goddamn. I'm gonna argue with people about my player proficiency ass boy.
No, did you see his new sneakers?
No, I did not. Are
Okay,
they
so
Cornball Brothers sneakers?
I'm about to just go ahead and ruin this for you real quick. So Kevin Durant got his KD 10s out now.
Okay.
And like I have great personal conflict with the KDs. I pretty much like and hate every other version of them, basically. But this version, let me pull up the exact thing. This version, Kevin Durant took and put his so the insoles have things that people said about him when he left for Oklahoma City.
No.
Yeah.
No. This makes this story even more hilarious.
Yeah. These came out
Oh,
on the 12th. So yeah, the insole. So like where you put your feet in. Let's see. So they got shit written on the inside of them. Lame, doesn't care about fans, cheat code, weak follower, blue 3-1 lead, coward with the K and the D capitalized, snake, soft, bandwagon, traitor. They didn't need him to win. Doesn't count, undeserving, loser, arrogant, choked. All these things on the insoles, and the insole is blue, and all the stuff is written in black, and then in yellow over the top, he got 16-1, 2017 champs on the left sole, and on the right sole he got his slash lines, and then finals MVP on the right sole.
These were all things that he was arguing with people on the internet from his other account. Dog, this nigga.
He is the most millennial nigga of all time.
He is the most Lil Uzi Vert ass player I've ever seen in my damn life. No, I can't even front on Uzi. Uzi wouldn't even do no shit like this.
Hell no, he wouldn't. But no,
Lil Uzi wouldn't even. This is some Mario Winans ass shit, dog. Like, what you doing?
bruh,
This is,
like,
you know what this is? You know what this is? Remember when we had our friend Nick Jew, shout out to Worcester T, and you talked about how you didn't like Kevin because he was all of a sudden saying how much he don't like the media and the media don't fuck with him. Fast forward to finding out this shit here. Nigga.
bruh, like Kevin Durant's dislike of it's manufactured by him. So
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, so like that dude was loved his first few seasons. Even like when they lost the championship to the Heat, in the finals there in 2012. A lot of people put that on Harden because Harden was the one who fell asleep at the wheel during that series.
Including me, because it's always a forever fuck James Harden, but continue.
Very true. But yeah, no, like people didn't really put that on Durant. They were like, oh, Durant played LeBron to a draw basically, or yeah, LeBron got the better of him as a team, but like Kevin Durant did all he could. Like they were really, really gracious and generous about how they spoke about Durant, and then like obviously they went to London and won the Olympics that same summer, and Durant was a pretty important part of that team, and so it's never been fuck Kevin Durant from the media, but somewhere just out of nowhere he just started saying the shit like, oh well,
It was a
media
self-fulfilling,
the media always on our back.
Like some self-fulfilling prophecy ass shit.
Right. And like it started in 2013. It really picked up not quite during his MVP season. He kind of put that shit on the shelf for a little bit. But then I think what happened was, so obviously Lil B had the curse on Kevin Durant. And
I won't even contest that no more.
Well, people wrote about this shit like and everyone's tongue in cheek with it, right? Everyone's in on a joke. No one is on some old like Lil B actually like got a curse on this nigga, and it might be lights out for Kevin Durant because everybody who said this shit was basically in on a joke. Like it wasn't. Oh yeah, Kevin Durant's actually cursed. He needs to look out for himself. Like he needs to watch walking down the steps and stepping off elevator doors. Like everybody was in on it. He just got frustrated about that shit. And what it was, the frustration was like, all right, well, we in on a joke. He's clearly not. So we're just gonna make more jokes about it. Whatever. And somewhere along the way, it became this whole fuck the media and they lose the game to the Clippers down the stretch or some shit like that. And, Kevin and Russell Westbrook would have a bad fourth quarter. And that would turn into, oh, well, the media is always just trying to be critical. And it's like, dude, like, y'all lost the game. And the reason y'all lost the game is because you and Westbrook went 2 for 15 down the stretch combined and didn't get to the foul line and let a team close a 7-point gap on y'all in the last 5 minutes. That's just reporting to what happened, bro. That is not. There's no value assessment added there. That just is. It's a retelling of the game.
Right. It's like he took it personal. He took it so personal, dog. And like I know it's kind of like this double standard that we do with athletes, where it's like if they don't show emotion, we criticize them. If they do show emotion, we criticize them. So like I get it, but at the same time, dog, like it shouldn't be this. It shouldn't be this where you're creating separate accounts and arguing with people, defending yourself, arguing with motherfuckers with damn dog average motherfuckers that you could beat 50 to nothing on the court your damn self. Like you are arguing with people, defending yourself. Dog, did you see that one tweet where he was like, dude, he was arguing with a nigga. He was like, dude, take KD and take Russ off OKC and that roster is trash. Nigga. Kevin, what you doing? Nigga. Nah, it was so fucking funny seeing that nigga talk to other people about himself in third person. That shit was fucking killing me at work today. I was like, Kevin, please. Oh shit, he is never gonna be able to live this down. At least not in the interwebs. He is not gonna live this shit down. Nigga, OKC fans had all the jokes. I personally not to say that I give a fuck, but I didn't participate too much in any jokes. But not because I didn't want to, but because I was actually doing work and busy at work for a change, which I hate when them niggas I actually have shit to do. I don't go to work to actually work. I go there to get paid, but whatever. But nigga, Kevin, he is not dog, boy. And like I know that Warriors Nation were pulling out all of the freshly iron cakes for this nigga. I already know. I didn't even bother to journey into basketball Twitter today because I knew that shit was a cesspool. I just knew.
I just want to know what the handle is on the fake Kevin Durant Twitter account is. I saw the shit about the Instagram Choir Sultan, which was 2 streets in the neighborhood where Kevin Durant grew up. That was made into an Instagram account. But I want to know what the fake account was. Like, I want to know what the name of it is. I want to know if he was using Stephen GQ87 also. Logging into that shit for Space after 5 years.
Kevin Valencia Flowers. Dog, he Robin Flowers himself. This nigga Robin Flowers himself. Nigga, he reversed catfished himself. How? Right. How, Kevin? How?
Wildest shit. Which, again, if you follow me on Twitter, I'm probably done tweeting for the night. So you can go on my timeline, scroll down a little bit, and you can see where I expose. Well, I shouldn't say expose. That just sounds so fucking over the top and extra. But I was one of the motherfuckers who found Maurice Spates' fake Twitter account because he tweeted at me from it once, and then kept tweeting at me from it. And so it's down on my timeline just a little bit. He had a fake Twitter page, and he used to tweet people. He used to see the name Will Spates in people's tweets. He was searching them shits, and he would write dumb shit to people. But then when you go on the desktop and you go to right click save as on the picture, the shit says fake Twitter, which is like, okay, so you named Joe Avi fake Twitter, to put on your fake Twitter account. That's not really smart. You can't get them minutes back.
He looked. Most space looked like an old. He looked like an old. Make a separate Twitter account so he can send dick pics to women ass nigga. Like he just looked like the type of nigga that'll get a separate account for some shit like that. That sounds like some shit a Maurice Spates would do. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he just looked like a. And Kevin Durant just looked like old. Anyway, fuck this
You
shit.
look, Kevin, hey, no, I bet he. Hey, I bet. How much you want to bet that Kevin? How much you want to bet that Kevin was using that separate account after he got through arguing with folks to DM his crushes and shit? How much you want to bet?
See, that's the thing. I don't know what the secret account was. I want to find that shit on Twitter, and it's not Quiet Sultan on Twitter. Somebody went and made that shit a couple days ago, and it's obviously not the real deal Holyfield. But I want to know what the fake account is that Kevin Durant was using to argue with people, because with most space, like you read his tweets and you read his fake Twitter account, you can see that like they use the same language and shit.
Right.
But I really don't know how Kevin Durant tweet. I mean, I know he got the tweets that people retweeted his every once in a while. Like the old joke from like 2010. He was talking about like he was listening to Drake, or this one that he wrote 2 years ago. Why do you post on Twitter? Jesus Christ, this is from 2009. So Kevin Durant's what, second season in the league? Third season. Somebody tweeted something to Kevin Durant. He said, "Shut up, fag boy. I only went to college for a year and didn't pay attention in class at Oak Hill, LOL." So yeah, it's a 7-year-old tweet, but still. Kevin Durant be out here acting like a herb.
Right. He that's why he can't brush his goddamn hair. Too busy creating fake accounts to argue with people about himself.
Right? Let's just move on. Fuck this nigga.
But yeah. So yeah, Kevin Durant is hurt. So let's move on to people that aren't hers. So it was alleged that Russell Goldbrook, our Lord and Savior, and Odell Beckham Jr. had a dance off. And two things. I would pay all my life savings to see Russie and Odell go back and forth at it in a dance off. Number two, who the fuck was around that didn't record this shit?
Right. Like there's no way.
You had one job.
There's no way this story breaks and they're only two there. I refuse to believe that. Somebody was recording this shit. Somebody did it for the gram. Somebody did it for the snap. Somebody did it for something. And these niggas was doing it for Lil Saint. Y'all ain't got no recording of this shit?
Nigga, whoever was there, you had one job. You motherfuckers had one job, and that's to record the epicness that would be OBJ and Russie dance off. You had one job and you failed. You let America down. This is what we needed in the Cheetos America, was to see a dance battle between Russie and Odell, and you let everyone down. We was rooting for you. We was all rooting for you.
Hold on. Now hold up. This shit happened in a nightclub in New York City's Meatpacking District, which is one of the spots that's like, you find all these little clubs and stuff. And it was during the Wyclef Jean performance. You can't tell me that nobody recorded that shit. Can't.
Hold on, wait. It was doing a what performance?
During a Wyclef Jean performance. Sure, you got a new album out.
And none of you motherfuckers recorded this shit. I call bullshit. I call shenanigans. I would like to speak to the manager. Please. Wow, you raggedy sons of bitches. You raggedy motherfuckers. Dog, just imagine Rusty and OBJ going at it like they beat it. Nigga.
Bruh.
Nigga. You can't tell me that shit wouldn't be fire. You can't tell me. Dog, hey, look, listen. I can do all things through Rusty who strengthens me. I'm in that battle, I'm going with Rusty. I'm sorry. He is my fave. I'm going with Rusty. I don't know who you will go with in that matchup, but I'm going with Rusty, damn it.
Dope.
Yeah, are you still with us?
Yeah, it dropped me out for a quick second, but I'm back. Yeah, man, I think yeah, so you took Rusty because you were a Thunder fan. I gotta go with OBJ because I'm from New Orleans and he's from New Orleans too. So yeah, I'm gonna take Odell Beckham in this dance battle that we probably will never see because everybody's a fucking
it is the dance battle. It's the dance battle. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All we needed was like 45 seconds of this. That's all we needed.
That's all we needed. It is the dance battle we will never see, but the one that we deserve.
Bruh, like
whoever was there. Yeah. Did it drop you off again?
No, I'm still.
Oh, go ahead. I didn't cut you off. Go ahead.
No, man, I'm just saying, man. Like 45 seconds is all we need.
That's all. That's all we needed. 45 seconds. All we needed. All we needed. That's all the fuck we needed, and whoever was there that didn't record, you let us down. Well, correction. Whoever that was there that recorded but didn't show the rest of us. You raggedy motherfucker. You raggedy motherfucker. You let everybody down. You failed. You had one job. Well, goddamn job. But yeah, I gotta go with Rusty, man. I gotta go with Rusty. You call me a homer because I'm a Thunder fan, but goddamn it, I gotta go with my Lord.
And I'm homering for New Orleans just as equally. So don't even trip off it. Like that's just how we divided on this, and hopefully they have a dance battle again sometime real soon. When
my nigga, hold on, wait.
Who got a project coming out soon? Uzi Vert got something coming out, or do 21 Savage got something coming out? Where these two could be in the same place at the same time again, and they could have another dance battle, and somebody can record it because this shit is in skyrocketing high demand.
Yes, Nick, my nigga, look, just imagine the outfits they'll be wearing if they dance in this shit. Just think of the outfit. No, just imagine Rusty. No, imagine Rusty coming to the damn dance battle in a goddamn dressed like in a damn giraffe pelt. Just imagine that shit.
And OBJ is some all black with the thick ass gold chains they was wearing like after the game last night, and some shades, even though you can be inside the whole time.
Yes, be a nigga in some shades wearing some shades on the the inside. Oh man, just imagine these two splendiferous ass niggas and a goddamn dance off.
We have been robbed of potential greatness, and
this is injustice.
I kind of just want to end the show and just cry right now because of it.
This is what erasure looks like. We were erased from witnessing this greatness, nigga. Imagine, fucking if it was ever possible in our lifetime for fucking Prince, R.I.P. and Michael Joseph the Jackson to ever have a dance off. It would be that levels of epic if we would have saw this shit, and we were robbed. And I feel this was a great injustice.
Oh, well, I'm taking Michael Jackson tonight, but like I feel you, that would be fire.
It would, but yeah, I'll be taking Mike too, but it would be fire. It would be fire, but yeah, I would take Mike in that too. Yeah, you know who I would love to see? Well, pre them becoming a piece of shit, I would have loved to see Chris Brown and Usher have a dance battle.
You mean they never did that? They hasn't done that. There's got to be a Chris Brown and Usher dance battle out there somewhere.
Wait,
I mean, even if there's not there could still be one.
Yeah.
There could still be.
Yeah. True enough. But yeah, we were robbed.
So yeah, if you go on YouTube and type in Chris Brown versus Usher dance battle, they exist.
Oh shit!
Watch them because we got some shit to do.
Yeah, I'm watching later though.
Yeah, because the year on the one I'm looking at here is posted 2015, and I see one posted 2016. But in 2014, Sway asked Chris Brown who would win in a dance battle between the two of them, and of course Chris Brown said he would win because I mean you're supposed to believe in yourself like that,
right? Why wouldn't he say that?
Right? And then, God, if MTV would stop being a fucking head ass, let me read the article. Yeah, Usher said that they wound up dancing at the iHeartRadio Music Festival in Vegas, and Usher didn't want to brag about who took home the crown, which sounds like a humble brag. That is his way of saying he won, but also kind of sounds like I'm gonna just let the people decide, which is cool too.
Yeah, probably smart.
Probably smart. We have to. So you know what? That's gonna be our homework, and that's gonna be our topic for next week's. That's gonna be our lead topic for next week's show. We're gonna watch these dance battles, and we're gonna decide independently who won. And we're not gonna talk about it before the show or nothing like that. We're just gonna watch them, and we're gonna say, oh, based on this one, I think so and so won. And based on this, I think so and so won. It's probably just a tie between the two of them, and we're just gonna keep going like that.
Yeah, that'll be our homework. We're gonna do that. So we move into a couple of head asses.
Trump supporting head asses.
Trump supporting head asses. So then we're gonna get out of here. So
try to not talk about Trump. I mean, and really try to not talk about any of these people involved in this whole shit. But let's do this in opposite order as how we got it. But Floyd Mayweather with his shit, first off, and his basically justification of Donald Trump talking about where he likes to grab women.
And it wasn't just that, my friend. It was a whole lot of shit. I got the article.
Oh, yeah. No. This is I'm just walking the shit up to the plate. Like we about to.
Oh, okay, good.
But yeah, no, he came in there talking about some. Yeah, that's the way a real man. That's how you be manly. That's how you do that. And just like Floyd, bruh, like you're in trouble with the law about this shit. Like high, low, up, down, left, right. And you don't really defend yourself in public, so you did a lot of that shit. It's not all of it, and yet this despicable motherfucker is in office, and you feel a need to defend him, and he don't give a fuck about you.
Right. So. So what? Go ahead. I'm sorry, I ain't catch that.
I said no. That was the first thing. Like we got Mo. So why don't you go ahead and run in the next little set of shit?
Oh yeah. So yeah, I have the article here. Shout out to Complex. Let's see. This is from an interview. This was on September 14th. It was a Hollywood Unlocked interview that they did with Floyd after the Conor McGregor fight. They asked him about the motherfucker that white folks selected. Just to give you a few cliff notes. In January, and they just do a rundown. In January, Mayweather spoke at length with TMZ Sports about why he was planning to attend Trump's inauguration. At the time, he said that he was appreciative of Trump attending his 2015 fight with Manny Pacquiao and said he was repaying with a favor and said, quote, "We judge people that we really don't know," quote, So I'm not here to say nothing negative about nobody.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then, all right, and here we go. Here, and this is the meat of the interview. On why he's friends with Trump. You say friend. This is all Mayweather. You say friends. You mean communicated with Donald Trump and talked with him about on a couple occasions. A lot of times. Just because if something is going on in this world, in our country, everybody be like, oh, fuck that. I don't care about that. I'm not going there. Somebody has to go there and find out what's going on so they can come back and replay the message to everybody else. This is what's going on. Boy. Who the fuck are you? First of all, you're not a reporter. You're not a journalist. You're not a politician. You're not anybody in office trying to pass legislation or whatever. You are a serial woman abuser who just happens to box. You all lives matter piece of shit. Who are you reporting to? Whomst are you reporting to about what's going on? Like this cheesy, greasy motherfucker would ever tell you, Floyd, what bullshit he is doing in that damn White House. Oh, but it gets worse. On attending the inauguration, I just wanted to say I did it one time in my life. It didn't matter who the president was. I just wanted to be a part of it to see how it was. On staying in touch with Trump, I can call him directly on his phone. Now, I want this, and Dan already touched on the him defending Trump's sexual assault, because that's what the fuck it was. Grabbing by the pussy, assault. That's what the fuck it was. Dan has already touched on him defending that. I want people listening to my voice to really, really, really understand the part that I'm about to say and why people often have been saying that oftentimes black men or the straight black men are the white people of black people. It's been explained so many times, but it gets so many niggas. Oh, go ahead.
There's an article about that. There's an article about that on the Root today, in fact.
Yeah,
sir.
Yeah, check that out. I saw some critiques of it, not disagreeing with what it was saying, but just that it might not have been all inclusive to the types of women that black men have abused. But I'll read it for myself to render my judgment later on after we record this podcast. But anyway, so I want people that have a problem with that statement that straight black men, cishet black men are the white people of black people. I want y'all to, for anybody that may be listening to this podcast that doesn't like that or just wants that doesn't like that and just don't say it or don't fuck with me and Dan when we talk about this kind of shit and the privilege and misogyny that a lot of straight black men do when it comes to different intersections of our community. People that don't agree with that, I want you to really listen to what the fuck I'm about to say, and then tell me how that statement doesn't ring true. And this is Floyd Mayweather saying on people who don't believe Trump is a racist. I'm not here to tell nobody who they can and can't be friends with. I think within this world, racism still exists. You never heard anything about Donald Trump being racist until he ran for president and won. Before that, he was on WWE, he was on different shows, and everybody liked Donald Trump. But as soon as he ran for president, trailing dies. Now, don't that shit sound awfully goddamn familiar from what niggas was saying, defending Bill Cosby, defending Nate Parker, shit, even defending R. Kelly to a certain extent. Don't that shit sound awfully fucking familiar? Oh, go ahead, then.
I'm saying to the full extent, it sounds awfully fucking familiar. Absolutely, yeah.
If not some familiar, awfully goddamn the same. And it's this type of shit, it's this type of cognitive dissonance, is this type of shit like this is why people say straight black men are the white people of black people. Because and usually we only limit that shit to when it's time to talk about misogyny or sexism or patriarchy or, anti-LGBTQ shit. This nigga is usually straight black men. We have a tendency to sound a lot like white people on those topics, which is hence the phrase, while we are the white people of black people. We use our privilege either knowingly or unknowingly. Our position kind of shifts, and it shifts against the people that look like us, whether that's black women, whether that's cis black women, trans black women, gay black men, gay black women, like when it's talks of rape culture, misogyny, patriarchy, sexual assault. Like, we often turn into like, well, why you being divisive? Why you making it all about gender? Why can't we all just get along? Why you got to bring up the past? Why you got to bring up negative stuff? All that kind of shit. Usually that's what niggas do when it's those type of issues. This nigga Floyd Mayweather doing it on race. He's doing it on race, my nigga. Like, come on, dog. Like, and this is a motherfucker that niggas defend. Niggas go up for. Niggas defend this nigga when you bring up the fact that he's a woman-beating piece of shit. He is literally doing what niggas who defend him do when you bring up him being a woman beater. He's doing it for Donald Trump about racism. Call that some goddamn inception shit.
Bro, it's just, man, it's hella annoying because, like, I'm trying to phrase this properly.
Fuck it, this all shows. Mask off, see it.
Yeah, no, just, again, just seeing this shit and it's a replaying basically of the same old story. Like, not us talking about it, but the fact that, like, we gotta keep talking about it. Like, I'm ready to be off this shit. I'm ready to be on, like, all right, let's start solutions and community building and all the shit that, that we support in Kaepernick's, protests for, and the fact that we are turning the TV off for the fact that, they fucking over this man, basically. And you can't think that Colin is not for equal rights for women. You can't think that Colin is not for better treatment for women and equal pay and shit like that. Like,
we still gotta get that nigga. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said, and it don't take him expressly saying that to jump on, the principles that he is, holding everybody to abide by in his initiatives and things, and in his fight for social justice, and in his fight for other justices. Because what's going to happen is we start knocking these problems down, and all the other problems start falling too. But if these, for these folks that keep on resisting, the notion that other things are problems that need to be fixed and got to be better versions of ourselves about these things, it just kind of goes to show, like, how determined are these folks in actually solving these issues. And more and more, I kind of feel like the answer is, not as much as people claim they do. So, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say here is for people to be off the head assery and the bullshit, because it ain't getting us nowhere.
Yeah. Now, and that ain't even, well, that's probably the biggest it gets worse. It gets worse. This is Floyd still on whether or not Trump should be held to a high standard during his presidential run. I feel people shy away from realness. This man didn't do nothing. Listen, if y'all didn't want the man in the White House, y'all should have voted the other way. It ain't like he went and robbed. He done his homework. He did what he had to do. He got there. Wow.
Yeah, okay.
Wow. 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 Woo! Boy. This the nigga y'all be going up for. But okay, it gets worse. This is Floyd on why people should stop complaining about Trump being in office. My thing is this. It don't matter who's in there. If Trump is in there, Clinton, Barack Obama, it doesn't matter. That's not going to stop my drive. The thing is, too many people are worried about what Trump is doing and what other presidents are doing instead of worrying about what you're trying to do and what level you're trying to get at. See, my thing is, I don't give a fuck about what nobody else is doing. I got to worry about what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do, and what I'm trying to get. A lot of times it's, oh man, it's going to affect us. My man, if you ain't making 400, 500, 6 million, it's not going to affect you no fucking way. It's only going to affect somebody like me. I'm the motherfucker that should be tripping, paying 34 million, 25 million, 26 million in taxes. I should be tripping. But guess what I'm saying? It's all right. It is what it is. One thing we all know that we got to do, one thing we know that's going to happen for sure. We're going to pay taxes and we're going to die. But while we here, live life to the fullest, stop worrying about what everybody else is doing, how I became successful and how I got to where I got to. I don't worry about what nobody else say. That's y'all man. That's black men. That's y'all man. That's y'all man. That's y'all man's up here defending the other man of white people. Shout out to Rod and Karen from Black Guy Hotels. That's y'all man defending. That's y'all's man, and basically telling y'all to shut the fuck up, complaining, shut the fuck up, basically saying. Dan, to your point, what you just said about everything that Colin is doing and standing up for and believing in, y'all man Floyd Mayweather telling y'all to shut the fuck up because I have to pay for you sorry ass niggas. That's essentially what he just said. Y'all go up for this nigga, and y'all go up for this nigga just because he can box. Okay, all right. Oh, it gets worse. Speaking of, again, tying it all back to Kaepernick. Well, not all of it, but tying it back to Kaepernick. On why people should stop protesting Trump. At the end of the day, I don't know why everybody keep bitching and keep picketing and keep holding up signs. They walking, protesting. We don't want this to happen. My man, all that time you spend protesting, you could be at home writing down ideas, coming up with a business.
I like how Floyd says that, and that nigga probably can't write.
Bro, the self-awareness. Whoo!
Like Charlie Kelly's sketch, Always Sunny. You got the nerve to tell us to write down business plans. Boy, get your ass on.
That's y'all man though. But that's how a lot of niggas sound though. And again, nobody said all. Because for some reason, niggas, for some reason, well, I know the reason, but for some reason, niggas see men are trash and they insert the all when nobody said all, just like white people insert only when we say Black Lives Matter. They insert only when nobody said only. But a lot of niggas sound like this, and a lot of niggas support this nigga and will smooth skedaddle the fuck past this kind of shit. But support him because he can box good, 50 and 0. He's basically saying fuck worrying about the overt white supremacy that's in the White House and fuck trying to fight white supremacy, get money. That's basically what he's saying. That's y'all man. That's who y'all go up for because this nigga can box good. Okay, cool. But yeah. So, but tell me, straight black men ain't the white people of black people. Tell me, just go ahead and tell me. I call you a motherfucking liar, but go ahead and tell me. Just go ahead and tell me. Go ahead and tell me. Because if Floyd was white and saying some shit like this, niggas would be all over that nigga, all over him. And now, in fairness, it's a lot of niggas that also don't fuck with Floyd and will be over him for this shit, like we are. That in fairness, but is. The fact that it's not everybody that should be on this nigga about this shit speaks volumes. And we ain't even gonna talk about Steve Harvey. We finna get out of here. Basically, Steve Harvey said he should have listened to his wife, and he regret meeting with Trump in his ugly ass suits. You should have listened to your wife, nigga. Your wife was like, nigga, what the fuck we not finna do is have your ass and have me out here look stupid, me with these motherfuckers. So no. But yeah. And he also tried to like backhandedly blame Obama. It's like, Obama scheduled a meeting before he left office that I will meet with whatever president is currently there. Like being like, oh, I would have met with anybody anyway. No, nigga, you wanted to meet with Trump because you a coon in ugly ass suits, and your wife read you for fifth and said you shouldn't have fucking gone. And now that everybody is calling you a coon because you is, now you feel the type of way.
Yep, but yeah, he only need half a ball. Fuck that nigga. I don't know. I'm not surprised that Steve Harvey tried the shit he did. It didn't work out, and now he's trying to get repentance because that's what he do.
Exactly. Them ugly ass suits. Them goddamn. Ugh.
Like it pains me to say that he's actually good on Family Feud because he actually was good on.
Yeah,
Family Feud,
love that nigga on Family Feud, but it's everything else he a head ass in.
Yes, exactly.
But I think that's a good way to.
Hour.
Yeah, hour and 30. About a good way to wrap this shit up. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that the title of this episode is the dance off we deserve, because we deserve. Fuck that person that didn't share and record Rusty and goddamn OBJ dancing. We as a people deserve this shit, and right. You fucked it all up.
And if y'all got that video, please get it in TMZ hands.
Yes, because you know TMZ is the plug. Please get it in TMZ hands, please.
We're begging you.
We're begging you. We're begging you like Jodeci. Maybe like we deserve that these two flamboyant ass niggas in shiny shoes dance off and wow us with their intricate millennial moves. We deserve this.
They new dude moves.
Yes. Yes. They little Uzi Vert moves. We deserve this. But yeah, y'all, this has been
yeah, shout out to the sponsors: Skull Candy, Amazon, Buster Tees, Adam Eve Toys, Audible Trial, and so many more. Go to cspn.us, roll on down, click Keep Our Podcast Free, do your shopping from there. Check out all our other wonderful shows. We got so much on this network. Variety for all occasions. From Ratchet Ramblings, featuring this nigga right here, and our friend Candace, a.k.a. Intense Desire, a.k.a. Chocolate Drop Goodness, a.k.a. See, I'm not good at this with myself. I'm trying to show other people. Anyway, yes, check out that show. Check out Gridiron Gals. Check out, basically everything we got going on over here, because we some thorough motherfuckers. So give the CSPN your time and your attention and your coins via those sponsors. That's all I got. Go Titans.
Yep. I really don't have much to add to that. Yeah, check us out and live tweet and use the hashtag Crown and Collards and interact with the show page. And we will talk to y'all later. Like I said, we're trying to plan something special for our 3-year anniversary shows. So yeah, tune in, look forward to that, and be a greater hoe and not a hater hoe. And we are out.
Peace.